Everyone, this is a quick demo of the gear that I use on stage. This starts off with my guitar. It then goes into my Line 6 unit. I use a wireless unit. It's usually clipped to the back of my belt. It goes from there down into the receiver here. From the receiver it comes out this yellow wire, and it then usually it goes into my Boss line switcher, which of course the battery has decided to die just before I made this video. It's actually on charge over on the left. So for the purposes, I'm just going to have it going straight into the Line 6. But usually it goes into the Boss line switcher, it comes out this black cable, it runs along and goes in here where the yellow wire is plugged in. It then goes through all the guts of the Boss. It goes out. I always got the stereo, so I've got two line outs in my room. They go up here. They go to a Mackie mixing desk, and they then go to two Alesis studio monitors. Channel B of the Line 6 goes out, the silver one here, it runs out along here, it goes up into a PV trans tube amp which I use, and it runs in. I also decapitated the amp so I can just drag the head along with me, because I'm not carrying the whole cabinet along, it's just too big, too bulky. It goes out the back of here, it's got a second speaker if you want to just send the drive from the amp out the back. That runs along here into the talk box. The talk box then runs up along here, up the tube. It runs into the tube here, which I hold on via a capo, because I could find nothing else. I can't actually find any velcro to hold it on. This is a cheap shitty mic I use for my room, cost me 20 quid. On stage I use a Line 6, or I use a Shure SM58 wireless mic, because I tend to go up to the crowd sometimes singing when I'm not playing guitar. Now, I use 4 sounds on the Line 6 pod. They're all the same amp. It's an amp simulator. I don't use an amp on stage because with the band I think it's just too big and bulky. Live tone, some people will kill me for saying this, live tone doesn't bother me that much because I'm going through a PA, and as I say, I don't use a lamp on stage, that's just me. I know Johnny from Juices Wild uses an Engel, I think it's a 570, an E570 preamp. He goes direct in, no cabs on stage. But anyway, this one, what I've got, my clean sound is an Engel Fireball head. It's a Marshall 4x12 cab, and it's got 4 green Mac speakers in it. You can change all those parameters in the Line 6. I've done that. This is my sound. So the signal goes into a compressor, it goes into a Vox wah. I've got a tube screamer, I've got another tube screamer, and I've got the cabinet. After that I've got a reverb unit. I'm not too sure what that pedal after that is. I've also got my solo boost. My solo boost, I just loop the effects unit here. So when you look at the pedal on the screen, what you'll see is effects is the end of the chain. That's now turned on, it's now turned off. So that's my solo boost on. It also turns on the tube screamer directly next to the cab, on, off. I've got a chorus pedal which I throw in every now and then for certain songs, and I've also got a tube screamer for stuff like Sweet Home Alabama, which it dirties it up a bit. That's my clean tone. Secondary, I've got pretty much the same signal. It runs into a compressor, into the Vox wah. I've got a tremolo effect, which I don't really use that much. I use it on Man I Feel Like a Woman for the chorus. That's about it. It goes into 2 Engel Fireball heads, 2 Marshall cabs with 4 green Mac speakers, and I've got a delay behind the left cab just to kind of thicken up the stereo sound. I've got my effects loop as well. I've got it before my reverb because I don't like boosting the reverb as well, and it then goes into a volume pedal after that. So that's the effects loop on, that's the effects loop off. That's pretty much what I hit for my solo. Third sound is a dirtier sound. It's probably my usual sound, it's my main sound. I might add the drive on this one, on my second sound is at 30%. So that's what I use for stuff like AC/DC, other things like that, that don't require me to use a lot of drive. They just need to be a bit dirtier than my clean tone with the tube screamer. For this one, it's the drive at 60%, exact same. I'm coming in, and I should add as well, I've got a noise gate on this one B. Don't have it on this one. I have a noise gate. So I've got a compressor, I've got a noise gate because I hate excess hum. I really don't like it. I've got my wah, I've got my 2 Engel heads, 2 cabs, I've got my delay, I've got my effects loop again, solo boost on and off, and I've got my reverb. So this 1D is the drive on the Engel amp at 100%. It's what I use mainly for lead stuff. It's just to give me a nice, not a thicker sound, but just an even heavier sound. I don't use an amp on stage, as I say, so I can't get a lot of sustain. The compressor helps it, but you know, if I ever wanted to sustain for a bit longer, the extra drive I think helps me. We do a couple of songs where I need an acoustic simulator, so I use this one. It's called Acoustic 12. It's a really good acoustic simulator. I'm not too sure what amp is on it. I downloaded it, I didn't create it, I downloaded this one. And I use a pitch shifter, which is turning on and off now, to give me, set an octave above to give me kind of a 12 string sound. It does the job. For this one, which is With or Without You, which we do as well, I had to create a whole new patch for that. It comes into a compressor, it goes into a tube screamer, which is now turned off. Of course I have my delay, I think it's set at dotted 8s is what the Edge uses. I've got a Vox AC30, I've got a reverb unit, which I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it gives him shimmer. It's a shimmer effect, he calls it. So that's pretty much that. They're my sounds. Guitar wise, I'm using a Jackson Adrian Smith model, which is the first one. I've got a Schecter Omen series. I've then got a kind of a custom one. It started out life as a 97 Squier Stagemaster. It's the third one of the brown strap. It's now got a Seymour Duncan Invader pickup. It's got a Warmoth maple neck with reverse headstock, gold tuners, Sambora Star. All the hardware is gold. Everything's been upgraded on this guitar. This one, my fourth guitar, is an ESP Sambora. It's been upgraded with bare knuckle pickups. The neck and bridge pickups have open coil split, which I kind of like. I like my clean to single coil tones as well. It's got a Bon Jovi guitar strap, of course. Next one is an Epiphone Explorer. I actually bought off Kevin Weaver up in Walton's last year when they were on sale. Great guitar, really nice. Original pickups, original hardware. Great guitar, really nice. This is an Epiphone Les Paul I bought in Crowley's here in Cork. Usual, it's got stock pickups. The only thing that's been changed is the pickup selector switch because it gave up. And I couldn't rely on it. It's a lovely colour. It's called Amber. Really nice colour, really beautiful top. The next one is my Kramer Sambora replica, which caused all the controversy last week. There is a genuine Floyd Rose on the way for this. There is also two genuine Seymour Duncan pickups. I'm not going to upgrade the middle pickup because I don't use it that much and I'm just trying to save a bit of money. Next one is probably my favourite guitar. This is my Fender Sambora replica Strat with DiMarzio PAF pickup. It's got two DiMarzio, I think they're Air Nortons or Hot Rails, something like that. It's got the Sambora stars on the fretboard. It's got a Fender, where am I gone? Where's the camera gone? There we go. Fender locking tuners. That's also got the Fender 2-post bridge. Really nice guitar. Tends not to go to tune a whole lot. Now, I'm going to do a demo of my sounds feed. Hopefully my camera will stay put and won't move. Okay, so my clean tone. That's my clean sound. That's the angle on the clean channel and it's the Marshall cab. I throw a bit of chorus onto it. This is the clean tone with the tube screamer. And this is the boost. This is my normal. This is my solo boost, which also throws a tube screamer on there. So I've got off, on, off, on. My second sound is my dirtier sound. It's the Engel head at 30% drive. So this is it with the booster on. This is it with it off. Off. Nice difference. This is my favourite sound. This is the third one I showed you. It's the Engel heads at 60%. And it's my main rhythm sound. So that's the main one I use. 60%, and I've also got a booster on this, as I have on every channel. So we've got, with the booster on, fourth one is the drive at 100%. I don't know in the video will you get all the differences in the tone and how kind of fatter it is, but you know. This is with the booster on. This is with the booster off. On. So, they're my main sounds. Now the wah I use, as I say, is a Vox 60s Vox replica. So the acoustic sound that I use is and with the 12-string part kicked in, you've got the usual. It's not bad, I'm pretty impressed with it. So for With or Without You, I've got the with the shimmer turned on, and then with it off, you've got your tube screamer into the AC30. Now next, I've got the talk box. So I'm going to reconfigure this. Usually I just step on the pedal and I'm turned on, but for this time I'm going to just actually plug the guitar in, so bear with me.